everyone, it's Nux and welcome back to another video. And today, we are going to talk about what is currently my most anticipated game of the year, Super Mario Maker 2. Yep, that's right, Nintendo has finally confirmed Mario Maker for the Nintendo Switch. And not just in the form of a deluxe port or something. No, they went all out and announced a full-on sequel with a ton of new additions. And let me just say that this trailer blew me away. I literally had to watch this trailer at least 8 or so times just to spot every single detail added into this new game. It truly looks like a worthy successor to the original, and not just because it follows close to the original game, but because it's mind-blowing how much it looks like Nintendo took in fan feedback for this one. So many of the new features in this trailer are things players of the original game wanted to see, including the addition of many things I wanted to see myself. Because as some of you may know, I made a whole video on the subject of things that could be added into the sequel. So rather than analyzing every inch of the trailer and giving thoughts on every single little thing, we're going to take my list of things from my first Mario Maker video and analyze if these things were seen with this first Mario Maker 2 trailer, looking to if I got exactly what I wanted or if it's something we'll have yet to see. So let's not waste any more time and start looking into this reveal. So one of the first things I had on my list was that I wanted to see some new gameplay styles within the game. Basically, these are the options of what Mario game you can base your level off of, and the original had 4 styles, with Mario 1, Mario 3, Mario World, and Mario U. The 2 I specifically wanted to see added was Super Mario Bros. 2 and Super Mario Land. Not only because these are also some great 2D Mario games to use as a style, but because I wanted to stay a bit grounded with my picks. Though a lot of people question as to if Super Mario Bros. 2 was even possible, due to how different its mechanics are compared to the traditional mainline 2D Mario game. Another thing lots of people got on me for was asking why I don't want to see a 3D Mario Maker style, or a Super Mario 3D Maker game. And it's not that I don't want to see it, I just think it's not time for that kind of editor. Especially because 3D is a much more open and limitless field to work with. So I personally expected no 3D representation with these styles. But boy, was I wrong. Because the new gameplay we are shown heavily throughout this first trailer is of a Super Mario 3D World style, which completely caught me off guard. They basically took a game that was mostly 3D and transformed it into a 2D game, just so it could work as a new style in the Mario Maker format, which is absolutely amazing. The style even has multiple unique elements of that game, such as the cat suit power-up, the clear pipes, the background enemies that attack the foreground, and much more. While almost no one asked for this or saw it coming, it's something I absolutely love, and I can't wait to see what types of options you have for this style, and what types of levels come out of it. But this does raise the question as to if there is still a chance for more styles, like the ones I mentioned earlier. I mean, seeing how far they went to make 3D World into a style means that my ideas for Super Mario Bros. 2 and Super Mario Land aren't so crazy now. It's just a matter of if they do it. And it also opens the floodgates to more possible styles, ones that aren't even from the mainline 2D games. Imagine if the other 3D Mario games like 64, Sunshine, or Galaxy get turned into 2D just to add a new style to this game. Super Mario 63 can finally be canon. But settling down, my only doubt as to if more new styles will be in the game is that we already have the box art for the game revealed, and most of it focuses heavily on the 3D World style, which makes me think that it will be the only new one, and act as the big new enticing feature to buyers, which would be slightly disappointing, but reasonable considering all the new stuff together we are already getting. Plus, there is always post-launch updates, like with the original game, so they could slip in some new styles down the road. But hey, we're only scratching the surface. The next big thing I wanted to see was new world themes. In the original game, we didn't even have access to all the traditional ones. As you know, most Mario games use the infamous grass, desert, water, ice, jungle, mountain, sky, and lava themes. And we only had some of those themes, plus additional ones like the airship and ghost themes. I just wanted more themes of the basics, and I also wanted to see more options like night aesthetics. With Mario Maker 2, we now see new themes added. We see a desert theme, a jungle one, a forest one, a snow one, and even a space theme. Or maybe it's a nighttime theme, I can't exactly tell. But yeah, we are definitely getting some new themes within this game. And the 3D world style even has themes that have these really great looking backgrounds that are based on levels from the original game. And these are all great additions. I'm really happy to see that we are getting some variety in the environments we can use to make Mario Maker levels. I feel that in the original game, some environments got overused compared to others, and it just made levels feel so much more bland sometimes, even if they had really interesting designs. But now with all these different themes, there's going to be a lot more distinction between levels. It's going to make the experience that much more fresh. The next request by me was about terrain options. Basically, this one was talking about how we needed more terrain options and ways to change level structure up, such as with quicksand, water, poisonous water, ice, and lava. And it looks like at least one of my biggest terrain gripes was answered. Instead of the only water level that you can make being a full underwater section, you can now change the level of the water. This is a great change and opens up a lot more options for water themed levels now. Fingers crossed this applies to the other terrain as well. Again, very much a very needed addition. Not one of my more bigger requests, but a very appreciated one. Okay, so these next few were the big ones and things I was sure a sequel would need, being new power-ups, new enemies, and new objects. With power-ups, other than the newly added cat suit, we're not sure if any other new power-ups have been added. I'm hoping that there are more new ones in not just the 3D world style, but in the previous styles too. For example, the Super Mario Bros. 3 style still needs the hammer suit, the frog suit, and the Tanuki suit. And the new Super Mario Bros. U style could also have a few new ones as well. Two of the biggest potential new power-ups that could be cool in the new Super Mario Bros. Style is the return of the much underrated shell power-up from the first new Super Mario Bros. And the penguin suit. I swear, the shell power-up is very slept on. It was a blast to use in the right levels, and the penguin suit basically is like the ice flower, but with a very cool sliding mechanic. And with the addition of something that I will bring up further into the video, these power-ups have so much more potential than ever before. However, we do see different colored Yoshis, and on one frame, we see that a red Yoshi can breathe fire, which possibly suggests that the Yoshi powers from Super Mario World did get in, which was something I briefly mentioned that I wanted to see, so that's another cool addition. But yeah, the power-up category still has room to grow, and hopefully it does. We're also getting lots of new enemies and objects, and we even have variations to them, like different colored pipes or the other types of Hammer Brothers. So they hit that one to a T. There's so many options now with these enemies, and it makes me super excited to see which ones made the cut and can be used to enhance the levels. Still hoping for a few more like the Charging Chucks. I know that they're a pain in the butt enemy to deal with sometimes, but they would be really fun to incorporate into some levels, even though I already know lots of people would use them through some pretty crazy Kaizo levels. Ugh. But the big category I wanted to see expanded was more bosses, and sadly we only see one new boss so far, being Boom Boom. And while his inclusion is great, I'm hoping that he is not the only new boss. I still really want to see all the Koopalings, and there are much more they could add. For example, now that we have Boom Boom, they could also add his twin Pom Pom, and there's still plenty more they can pull, like Kamek, the Reznors, like I could go on and on about that. I especially wonder what kind of unique bosses the 3D world style or other new styles could have, considering how different some of them are from the typical ones. Imagine if we did get that Super Mario Bros. 2 style, and we get Wart as a boss we can use. Man, that'd be the dream. Now, before we move on to the ones that are definitely more ambiguous, we gotta talk about the biggest addition of them all. Slopes. Slopes, baby! Yep, Nintendo heard our outcry for them and highlighted them heavily throughout the trailer. But that's not all, as we get more camera options as well. We can now do vertical levels too, and these additions are easily some of the biggest game changers that we've gotten, as they are going to completely change the structure of how a Mario Maker level is designed. With more limits broken now, this is how I know we are going to see some crazy stuff when it comes to people making levels. Especially with me, because I have a few levels that I could totally redo and make better now that we have all these new options. And that all makes me very happy, because the fact they listened on that huge flaw alone and added all the other quality of life improvements was very big. But in terms of my own list, there are still a handful of things I wanted to see that we have yet to know about. Those being a potential star coin system, message blocks, more music options, and of course, my wacky bonus request of wanting to see a world creator packed with your own levels. These are all things we have yet to know if they will be in the game or not. But yeah, there's a good chance that a lot of these could be very unlikely to get in. The star coin and message block ones are probably a no-go, as I'm pretty sure we would have seen signs of those in the trailer if they were in the game. Unless they were really trying to hide them well and save them for a potential reveal later, but I doubt that. I'm slightly disappointed with the Star Coin one, as those had and still have the potential to make the depth of exploring a level much more fun. But the message block one I always knew was a long shot anyway. The World Pack Maker is also still very unlikely, but who knows? We still have months to go before release, so maybe it's a bigger feature they are hiding. Or maybe not. And the last one being expanded music options, which I hope is the case, but I also have a feeling we may just get a single default theme per stages again. Which is fine with me, I guess, but slightly disappointing if so. But there is one thing left on my list of requests that seems like it could come true. That being the option for more playable characters. In the original, it was all Mario outside of the Mystery Mushroom costumes, which were limited to the Super Mario Bros. 1 style, and none of the others. But Mario Maker 2 could be changing that. Luigi is being heavily promoted in the art of this game, and we also see Blue Toad and Toadette wearing a cat suit, which seems to not only imply these characters could all be playable, but it even hints at a possible multiplayer functionality we have yet to see with this game. Even if the character picks are very safe and basic, the new options are great to have. But multiplayer in Mario Maker? Some people suggested this, but I personally never saw how multiplayer could work within Mario Maker. Like, unless the level you make is accommodated for 2 to 4 players, you can't just play any level together. But maybe they plan to have a mode dedicated to designing bigger levels with more multiplayer friendly design. Or maybe the multiplayer isn't there at all, and it's all just hints for something else. We just have to wait and see. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my requests and comparing them to this trailer. Nearly everything I wanted to see was added, and this was only the first trailer, which means that this game is basically a lock for me. And seeing a game that just instantly catches your love is such a good feeling, especially when you know that game will turn out well. This game represents the greatest side of Nintendo, and why I love them at their best. They make their dumb mistakes, sure, but at their best, it's nothing but pure magic. But oh man, let me stop gushing before I drag this video on any longer. I'm just excited to play this game. You see, I may not be the best level designer myself, but I'm excited to play the game just to see what nonsense or amazing levels people make with all this new power. Though, I suppose the only downside is that this is probably going to be the game that forces me to really consider Nintendo's very underwhelming online service. but I think it'll be worth it. Hey guys, Nux coming back at you with another end video message. I know that this video is super late, I know. The reveal was like weeks ago, and I should have had this up weeks ago, but life. Yeah, I'm not even gonna give a crazy excuse or anything. I'm just gonna tell you guys straight. Life is very busy and things happen. But I'm just glad that I was able to drop this video as a whole. So if you did enjoy it, please leave a like, and if you are new to this channel, subscribe and become a member of this channel family or whatever the heck it is, I don't know. Your subscriptions and your likes are very much appreciated because it motivates me to make more videos. And of course, what I really want to see is your comments below letting me know your thoughts on this discussion. What do you want to see in the final product for Mario Maker 2? I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on this game, you know, making my own levels, upgrading some of my original ones from the original game, playing whatever crazy levels you guys spit out or anyone else spits out. Like, it's gonna be really fun. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say. This has been Nux, and I'm out. Peace, guys.